Welcome all to Buy Side Hippies. Today we have with us a really cool entrepreneur. We have today Akib Rahman, who's the CEO of an innovative SaaS startup backed by Sequoia's search fund. Hi Akib, how are you doing?
Hi, Sim. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Akib. Thanks for this. Akib, before we decode your journey and your innovative startup and the idea behind it, I wanted to just understand something from you. You've been to ISM, IIT,
Mm,
then you followed it up with IM Ahmedabad, studied
mm,
management, was an
mm,
marketing professional for a couple of years before starting up, and your startup took off in a massive way. You're also part of the famous Super 30, on which the movie was made. So
mm.
what motivates you, Akib, in life to always level up from engineering to business, now doing your startup, and always going to the best, doing the best as per
mm.
your ability? How do you do all of this? What's motivating you to keep on leveling up, Akib?
Uh, uh, so that's a difficult question. It is just that I would say I'm self-motivated. Uh, it is I like doing new things, and that gives me kick. If I keep doing the same thing, I get very bored very easily, and that's why I keep looking for new challenges and. Uh, and that is the best way to improve myself or better myself, and not to stuck at the same place. So uh, i i I read somewhere that what is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is displacement, like you move from one place
Okay.
to another. um, and that is the purpose of life in general. So I keep moving, and not stuck at one place.
Hmm. Akib, like I always notice it's not just with the best entrepreneurs, even the best sportsmen, or
Hmm,
say the best entrepreneurs, sportsmen, or in any field. I've seen
hmm,
people who are brilliant. They never stick to one thing. They keep on juggling ideas. They keep on trying new things and come up with different ways of doing the same thing and doing it
hmm,
better. I've read this
hmm,
multiple times, whether it's sportsmen or
hmm.
any other profession. So,
Yeah.
and since you mentioned the purpose of life is displacement, I mean, it resonates a lot. You know how what I've read in the past, what lives of
Hmm,
such amazing legends in their
hmm,
field. So good
hmm,
to know that, Akib. Let's move on to your startup, your innovative SaaS platform, MailModo. Can
hmm.
you please tell me what is MailModo? What is the idea behind MailModo?
Okay, so in one line, it's an email marketing platform that helps marketers create interactive experiences within the email with forms, calendar, shopping cart inside it, so that their users can take action without leaving their inboxes, and to help marketers get better conversion. So the idea came because of my own background as a marketer. I used to send millions of emails beside doing other things in marketing, but I was always unsatisfied with the kind of work we could do inside email, and it had become more of a stagnant channel. So if you see, from the start of the internet, both email and websites started during similar times in the 90s, and both were very similar in terms of user experience, but web evolved so fast that today we are able to do so many things on web, including we are doing a video call here on a web browser. But inside email you can't do much. Emails didn't evolve much, and probably the first email that you would have received, or your parents would have received, and probably the latest email that you have received, they are pretty much alike. No major difference as such. So there has been a new technology came in 2019 called AMP email, and
AMP,
uh,
AMP. Yeah.
AMP emails. It intrigued me a lot, both from a user point of view as well as a marketer's point of view, and because of the possibilities it could bring inside email, like web-like experience or app-like experience, you can
Okay.
build inside email. So that's actually made me dig deeper into that, and I realized that though the technology is cool, it is not easily adoptable by masses or the marketers or the business people, because it involves a lot of technological challenges. So that's how we decided to build Mailmodo for marketers and business people to create interactive experiences, web-like experiences within email using this technology. So that's how the whole idea came into existence.
Got it. So AMP, or if you have to put a full form to it, that's the
Hmm.
accelerated mobile pages. Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong. So
yeah.
this technology lets you embed customized
Hmm.
experiences which you can only do browsing a web, but now you can do it inside a mail as well.
Yeah.
So is
So
this technology only being used by, say, email marketers for sales purposes, or say
hmm,
even a normal user, say like me, sending a
hmm,
Christmas greeting card to, say, my
hmm.
friend, even I can use it?
No, so this technology is limited only for businesses now, not for individual users. But I'm very hopeful that in near future, it will come in any email client, and people will be able to add their calendars, their survey forms, or they can plan their Goa trip inside the email itself
Wow.
without much without going through any website or several juggling through several apps. So one, I would probably I should give one example here. So for example, if you go to an e-commerce website and you
Yeah.
leave certain items there in the cart, you get an email from them. Hey, Asim, you left left this item. Here is a 10% coupon code. Now, to if you are interested, you will first open the email, read the email, copy the coupon code, click on the cart link, go to their website, probably log in there again, then go to the cart, and then after several other steps you complete the purchase, right? But with mail modo or an amp email, you we can bring the whole cart or shopping experience within the email itself, like all your cart. You can change the quantity, you can change the address, etc., and you can place the order
Okay.
without leaving your email.
Wow.
So that helps the user saving time, because we check email all the time while we're traveling, walking, watching TV, or even in meetings, right? And for a marketer, it is a like a dream come true, because the lesser the number of steps for their users, higher the conversion is. And here we are removing all the unnecessary steps in between and bringing the end action right within the email.
Got it. Got it. So at the moment, it is a B2B SaaS platform, and your clients will be usually the businesses at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, like this new technology that has come up where it makes email so attractive. I remember I made my first email ID, I think back in 2005, maybe, when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and never
Hmm.
thought, emails can be so fun as well. But great, like there's so much innovation going on, and you are at the top of this really, really interesting technology, and things are changing so fast. Thanks
Hmm.
to entrepreneurs like you pushing the boundaries uh, here. So just I wanted to understand one more thing from you, Akib. What do you think, since now you are in this space, you're an expert in this space of AMP technology and emailing space for marketers? What is the future, do you think, is for emails? Is it going to be this new technology, or maybe something else, or
Hmm.
this is just a fad and it will go away, like a lot of
Hmm.
fads go away, they come in for some time, they stay in
Hmm.
fashion for some time, but then they go? Is it, what do you think is going to happen in this space?
In the email space, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so when internet started, email was the only communication channel, right? And there was a lot of other communication channel outside internet, like general mail, post mail, etc.
Mm.
Uh, but email, the internet came and it actually like connected the whole world, and email took over as the main communication channel. But there are a lot of new communication as coming as well, like your SMS, your WhatsApp, your like business communication channels like Slack, etc.
Yeah.
So what I believe is that there would be multiple different channels in the future, and each of them will have their own purposes. So, for example, like SMS or WhatsApp would act more as like a P2P channel of communication, where you uh, communicate for a uh, short, concise communication with your friends and family, while an email would be used for more engaging and long form of communications. Like, for example, your insurer is sending your insurance document, your college, you are applying for a college admission, you are shopping on a website and you're getting the invoice and the order confirmation, etc. So this will continue happening, and the email needs to keep evolving to be relevant in the industry. And that's why I feel that if this technology would not have come, email would be at more risk than it is now. And in a few years time, you will see a completely different look on the email client side, and it will work like more of a uh, communication channel, which is like fast and uh, behave like other WhatsApp and SMS kind of channels as well.
Got it. Got it. Thanks for just providing this perspective on this industry and this channel. Email's been there for so long, and just
Mm,
innovating it is just it's great.
mm,
Akib, I wanted to ask you, since you're bringing innovation here in India, it's happening for the first time here. Who who is part of this innovative founding team? Who are your co-founders, Akib, and
mm,
what are their roles in
mm.
this startup?
So I have two co-founders, Apur Gupta and Devesh Tandon. So Apur was my college senior from ISM Dhanbad, and he started his own startup just after the college, and he was running it for 10 years. It's called Field Assist, and it was into Salesforce management. And he had built the whole company in there as from a technology side. And now he, like, when I was starting, he joined us. Devesh is an IIT Bombay graduate. He was working as a software engineer at Qualcomm, and he's very passionate about engineering and algorithms and machine learning. And he got really interested into this idea and wanted to do something of his own. So he joined me like as a next person to me when I was starting.
Okay.
So yeah.
Great. So here, thanks for providing this insight. I just wanted to ask you now, Akib. You were the head of marketing. You've been a marketer for a really long time as a professional career, and you were head of marketing at ClearTax, and then before then you founded Mail Modo. How has life changed from the time you were in a job to now running your own business?
Yeah, actually a lot of things change. So when in job, you generally have to do uh, one thing or focus on one department. Like, I was a marketer, I used to do other things, but not a lot. Like, I had to focus on the marketing and the growth of the company. But as an entrepreneur, on like from day one, you have to do a lot of other things. Like, you have to be recruiting, you need to become the HR, you need to become the finance person, you
Yeah.
need to become the salesperson, you need to talk to investors as well. So it is like multi functional, multifaceted role that you get into. And as a like a marketer, you learn few things, but as an entrepreneur, you have to learn kind of everything, and you need to learn very fast, because if you don't learn fast enough, things will slow down for your business. So I think that there's a lot of difference between just doing a job and then being an entrepreneur.
Hmm. When you've become an entrepreneur, do you still get some time to yourself, or you're 24/7, you're devoted to your startup?
Not as an entrepreneur. So I work the same way as I used to work in my jobs. Even there, I was committed to things that I used to do, and am called workaholic some of the times, both in job as well as an entrepreneur. So, but still, I do get some time for myself. So that is not a problem.
Got it, got it, got it. Akib, I want to take you back a little bit. Before you started up, you
Hmm.
were part of a very coveted batch of Super 30. And as I mentioned before, there was a movie where Hrithik Roshan made on it, on Life of Mr. Anand Kumar, an opportunity, only just 30 kids in India get.
Hmm.
I just wanted to ask, how instrumental, it was in shaping your life. Tell
Hmm.
us about the memories you've had there, and especially of the famous Mr. Anand Kumar, who heads
Hmm.
this batch.
Yeah. I was the movie has been built on the first batch of Super 30. I was probably in the fifth batch of Super 30. Uh, at that time as well, like for me, it has been really instrumental for whatever I achieved. I probably would not have been into a prestigious college like an IIT if I was not part of Super 30. So and the rest follows, right? So the journey probably started from there itself. So I'm really grateful to Anand sir as well as Super 30 for all the things that I have achieved so far. Beside that, from a learning point of view, like Anand sir is like a very different teacher compared to all the other teachers who used to teach for JE at that time. He makes the learning so fun. He makes things so teaches things in a way that I remember those things even now. uh, Most of the things I have forgotten, like whatever I have studied in school or college, even college, right? I don't remember them much, but my maths are still so strong. So that is probably the effect of answer as a teacher, how he taught me maths.
Can you give me an example, like what was about the way he delivered learnings
Hmm.
impacts you today, even today as a person? As you said, you remember even those lectures you were taught
Yeah.
back then.
Okay, so I think the major difference is he doesn't teach you like just a formula or just a questions. He teaches you the why of something. Like if sine is square theta plus cos is square theta is equal to one, why so?
Why
And
is
if you
okay?
understand that why, then you would probably not forget that, and you will be able to like solve any kind of problem with any kind of complexity that would employ that concept. So your concepts are very clear about any topic you study from answer.
Wow. Thanks for just like letting us know, providing us a sneak peek into what it was like, how your journey all started, this legendary person's Super 30 badge. Akib, I now want to move forward and talk about your break. You went to IIT Dhanbad, ISM Dhanbad, and then IIM Ahmedabad, and then you got your really big break at ClearTax. You know,
Mm.
was marketing always something you were passionate about, or this was something you just found by chance?
Um, uh, so, um, in college, I was not very sure that I wanted to marketing or so, but I wanted to be in the startup world. Um, However, my interaction with digital marketing happened accidentally. Like I had some inclination towards traditional marketing, but I didn't have a that kind of job. I I after college I joined a company, but I left that to join a startup. There I was doing multiple things, especially on the data side. So I always loved numbers, and I used to love data analytics. part of that. And there I started juggling with numbers related to growth and marketing. And then I started I was given some projects related to marketing, and that piqued my interest. And when I kept growing in the same domain in some way without actually knowing that I was growing into marketing. And when I switched jobs, etc., I was getting offers for marketing role rather than any other role. So it was probably more of an accident, a good accident, than a conscious choice.
Wow, some accidents are really beautiful as well, bring out the best in you. ClearTax was a great platform, which I believe also honed and brought out your entrepreneurial, managerial skills in you. From building and heading the marketing, the team, growing ClearTax. At what stage did you think that, hey, I want to do something independent? I don't want to work for someone anymore. I want to do my own, want to work for myself.
So actually, that idea was from the college itself. Like I wanted to start something of my own. I had this idea that I will work for 5 years, pay my loan, save enough money, etc., etc., and then I will jump on an entrepreneur journey. And when I was at ClearTax, those 5 years were completed, and I thought that okay, I have already paid my loan, I have enough money, etc., as well. So if I don't do it now, probably I will be too old to do it in later. So that was the trigger.
That was the motivation behind it. Got it. Do you think that taking that plunge, leaving your cushy job for entrepreneurship, was it, do you think, the best decision you've taken till now? Or do you sometimes go sleep at night, think maybe I could have done things differently? What do you think about, you know,
Hmm.
jumping into entrepreneurship?
No, like I definitely don't regret my decision. I think that everything that happens for good actually, and like like if I see retrospectively, like anything that happened, even things that have been failure to me, for me, they were like happened for good because I got something better at the end. So I don't think there's anything to regret about any decision in my life.
Got it. Got it. Akib, I've seen your idea. I've seen a lot of people who also start up. They get VC funding, but their startup idea is based on what's already happening in the market or has happened in the West, and you're trying to replicate that, say, in India. But your idea is very, very unique. You represent what innovative entrepreneurship is about: innovating, constantly pushing the boundaries, making an impact instead of just replicating what has happened in different markets and bringing
Mm,
it here. So
mm.
what is your take on this? Do you tell, or what is your take on the fact that uh, should entrepreneurs go after newer ideas, or should they just be replicating and bringing what's not been done in a particular market, say India?
So I won't take sides here. Like I think that anything that you as an entrepreneur like, or anything that you as an entrepreneur find worth doing, like if something is not has not happened in India, and if you're doing for the Indian market, even that has a lot of challenges because like replicating something that happened in West for Indian market is not easy actually. The Indian consumers are very different from the consumers in the West. So I would not say that they are not innovating. So even in that case, uh, they requires a lot of innovation. So for example, even like let's say Amazon and Flipkart, right? So uh, you may say that hey, Flipkart copied Amazon and launched it in India,
Right.
but that's not completely true. Flipkart innovated a lot, and that's how they grew. They brought cash on delivery to win the trust of the Indian market. So I think that anything that you feel like what solving a problem, that is good to solve. Doesn't require to be like a very techy innovation to do a business.
Got it. Thank you so much, Akib, for this perspective. Before we end the podcast, I'll ask you for one key takeaway you
Hmm.
would want to give to entrepreneurs who are starting out in their journey.
Okay.
There's one takeaway which you definitely want entrepreneurs to have in mind or do.
Yeah, so I think that the most important part of building and the most difficult part of building a startup is probably the people around you. Uh, i- if you're starting with difficult idea or even without money, without funding, or difficult customer segment or product idea, etc. The most important thing that you have is like the best people around you who will fight for you. Uh, uh, no matter what the challenges are, and there are always challenges, there are always ups and downs in a when you do a startup, and in that moment you would want the best people to support you. So always circle yourself like along with more smarter people than you, and better people than you. So that would be the best learning and insight that I have.
Akib, thank you so much.
Thank you, Asim.